First of all, I know my hair looks like a mess, so you don't need to leave that down in the comments because I'm aware of that already. Okay? Okay. Hello everybody, it is Megan from Still Talkin', and today I'm gonna share some embarrassing theater stories. For those of you who know me, or have seen my channel, you know I'm a little bit, well, a lot of a theater nerd person, and over the years of doing plays, I have found that I have a lot of embarrassing stories from theater experiences. So today I'm going to share some of those with you. I'm gonna take off my shoes though because they're bothering me. Whoa, my shoes smell so bad. I'm gonna go put them in a different room really fast so I don't have to smell them this whole time. So I will try to find little clips of the play that I'm talking about so you can kind of see part of it. And if I can't find them, then I just won't put it in, but sorry, I'll try to find them. And where do I start? Okay, so second grade, it was my very first play I had ever been in. It was a play called Twelfth Night. It's by Shakespeare, and I was the jester, so I got to do a lot of fun scenes, and I also got to sing a song at the very end of the play. So I don't really know exactly how this went down, but I just remember my teacher was watching the play. It was the very end of the play. I was singing my song. I started my song, and if I remember correctly, it was like, when that I was a little tiny girl, or something like that. And I started it, and I looked at my teacher. She's sitting in the audience, and she's mouthing things at me. And I didn't know if I had made a mistake or something, so I just, like, blanked out for a minute. She was like, and I didn't know what she was saying. So I just, like, blanked out, and I was like, freaking out, because, like, this is my first play. This is the first time I had ever messed up in a play. It's my first time I ever knew what that felt like. And so then I just saw my teacher, and she just went like this, so I just kept going. But then everything worked out.
When that I was a little tiny girl with a hey, oh, memory of foolish thing was my toy. But rain it every day. But when I came to my other state with a hey, oh, memory, but picnic and these much other game. But rain it every day.
Alright, I had like maybe one or two plays in between that second grade play and the next play I'm going to talk about, which is The Jungle Book, but I don't think I recall any embarrassing stories in the plays that were in between those two. But in 5th grade, our school put on The Jungle Book. I played the part of Baloo, and it was really fun. So back then, I was new to acting, and it was my first official musical. And so I was kind of new to the whole musical thing, and so I didn't really know how to project my voice. So I was a pretty quiet singer, which now is really not me, because I'm over here, and I'm like, whoa, whoa. That was weird, I'm sorry. Anyway, I know how to project my voice more now, but then I didn't, so I was wearing a head mic, which actually isn't that abnormal, even if you do have a loud voice. But I was wearing a head mic, and the school, I mean, it's a elementary school play, which typically don't have the biggest budget, and so we had like these full-on head mics. It wasn't just the little thing that goes behind your ears and then, you know, tapes onto your face. It was like a full-on like head piece. The microphone was like, the little microphone part was like that big, so I was just wearing it, and it was great. So I had a couple solos in this play because I was a lead, and so one of the solos, I was singing and stuff, all happy, and then, I don't know, maybe I just opened my mouth really wide, and I was like, and like my head mic went into my mouth, and I was like, oh crap, what do I do? It was in the middle of my solo, so I didn't know what to do. I was like, do I keep singing? Do I completely stop? What do I do? I just decided to keep singing, and so I just sang on, and I kind of just like, when I had the time in my song, I had like a couple, like maybe a measure rest, and I was just like, and I like stuck it back out with my tongue so it would stay out. That was really embarrassing. About a year after that play, I was in the production of Cinderella. And this wasn't a school play, it was just community theater. And surprisingly, somehow I ended up getting the part of Cinderella. Anyway, literally the day before the performance, I got a really bad sore throat. I could not sing anything, and it was the day before the performance. And I was like, oh, crap, 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 crap. But, you know, the show must go on. So I went up on stage the day of the performance, and I sang out my solo with a sore throat and everything, and I was like, a dream is a wish your heart makes. I only have a clip of this one from the second night I did it, and the second night my throat was a lot better. So you can see the one where my throat wasn't sore, but that's not as fun, but you can see it anyway.
It's a good tax dream. A dream is a wish your heart makes. When you're fast asleep, in dreams you will lose your heartaches. Whatever you wish for, you keep. Have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is breaking, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true.
Next story. So, once upon a time, in a palace far, far away, there was a person named Megan, and she decided to do a play. That rhymed. Oh my gosh. What was this? I was like, so, Megan wanted to be in a play called Once on This Island. It's a really great play, by the way. You should go listen to it and be in it if you ever get the opportunity to. So, I was just an ensemble member, but along with being an ensemble member, I was also a specialty dancer. I don't know what they saw in me, but apparently they thought I was a pretty good dancer, which is so weird because I feel like I'm really not good at dancing. Like, you know, earlier, we can replay that clip. Oh my gosh. Yeah, would you call that good dancing? But anyway, I was a specialty dancer, and I think we had about one or two dances, so it was just like one or two. And in one of them, we were doing like the whole ribbon dancing thing. So we were like waving our ribbon around. It was really fun, except I wasn't good at it. So that's annoying. In one of the moves, we had to like jump up and like flip. What am I saying? And like fling our ribbon up. And we had to bring it back down as we were landing on the ground. So when I was landing on the ground and bringing my ribbon back down, the other specialty dancers were doing the same thing. You know, I ended up landing on somebody's ribbon, and the ribbon ripped off the stick that the ribbon was on. And I was like, oops, I'm sorry. So then we just like kept going, you know, the show must go on. But it was kind of embarrassing because, you know, I kind of felt bad for them because their ribbon fell off. They had to continue the dance without a ribbon. And what's the point of ribbon dancing without a ribbon? But, you know, everything worked out, so it's okay. Another thing about that play is I missed my cue. I was super mad about it. Last performance, I was like, this is going to be my best performance yet. It was also my favorite scene that I was in, and I missed my cue, so I missed going on stage for that scene, and I'm still so mad about it to this day. Another thing about that play and about the dance is while I was doing that dance, we had like a leap part where we were like, phew, and it was like really cool. But during the leap part, I tripped, and it was really embarrassing, and I didn't really leap all the way. So instead of my legs being like, phew, it was more like, yeah. Next story. I was able to participate in the play The Little Mermaid, and this was an amazing experience. Such a beautiful play. It was so wonderfully done, and the cast was so fun. But at my audition for Little Mermaid, I really did not think I did well at all because I was singing my audition, and it was like, I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know something's starting right now. And I'm not gonna sing the whole thing, and it was, and then it was all like, part of your world. But when I sang it at my audition, it was a little bit more like this. Part of your world. So I was like, oh, I'm doomed, and I'm never gonna get a main part in this play now. But then I got callbacks. I got the part of a princess and a maid. I had a couple solos as a princess and a couple lines as a maid, and it was just super fun to do. I was a maid the majority of the show because the princesses are only in about the last 20 minutes of the show. But to change from my maid costume to my princess costume was a nightmare. Basically, we had a 4-minute change, which usually is pretty long for what you would call a quick change. But see, as a maid, we were wearing at least 7 layers of clothes. So I had to get out of that costume, and then I had to get into my princess costume along with 4 others because there was 5 princesses. This was a very interesting process. See, the princess costumes were like big old poofy prom dresses, and they were so beautiful and so fantastic and just so fun. But they had to adjust the prom dresses to fit all of us. And in order to do that, they had to build in a corset to the dress so it could fit us right. Oh, Megan, what's a corset? It's a very painful piece of clothing that takes at least 5 minutes to put on. It sucks you in, it makes you look skinny, makes you look good, and makes it so you will suffocate. So we had one of those built into our dress. So our costume change would approximately take about 7 minutes to get into those huge dresses. And we had to wear crowns and all that stuff too. But we had a 4-minute costume change. So how'd that work out, Megan? We had to hurry, and we ended up literally ripping into our dresses at points and literally ripping, like literally the dress would rip. Anyway, the reason I'm saying this is to build up to one very embarrassing story. So, I'm wearing this huge grand dress on stage. I feel like a princess because that's what I'm supposed to be playing, right? So anyway, we're on stage, we're done with our terrifying costume change. I am walking to center stage for my solo part, and as I'm walking up, I trip over my dress, and then I just get back up and I start singing my solo, but it was really embarrassing. You have to know, these dresses were really long on me. They like went past my toes. They dragged on the floor by like 5 inches, and I was like, oh dear. Anyway, those are some embarrassing theater stories of mine. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe because I really want to get 100 subscribers. So help me, please. Goodbye.